any other questions? Ken?
Yeah, hi, thank you. Ken Weinstein. A couple of questions. One is, I guess the first is a statement. I just wanted to talk to the integrity of the nominating committee. Firstly, tonight's the first night. It might seem petty, but first night I've seen nominating advisory committee. Until now, we've been called the nominating committee, so a little surprised that it's now an advisory committee as opposed to a group that nominates. But let me speak and reiterate what Jamar said already.
Well, Ken, I want to just counter that.
Yeah, please.
That's the first time you heard that?
Yeah, it
It's
is.
in the minutes from the last month.
Okay, and my apologies.
And
It's
the minutes
first time
before
I've seen
that.
it.
And it's in the, on the website, in the public statement that we made. It's that long one that you go on the website. It says about a nominating advisory committee. We also informed the Commerce Department and others that we had a nominating advisory committee.
Okay, so then my apologies, I'll check that out, but we've been referring to ourselves as nominating committee, and I guess I didn't see it in print then. But I just want to reiterate what Jamar said and others have alluded to on the integrity of the nominating committee. We spent many, many hours. Brenda's here, Henry's here, I don't know if Emily's here, Dan Connor was integral, yourself, and Jamar was at all the meetings. And it was some of the best discussions that I think we've had, or at least I've had in Germantown, very upfront, culminating in the last 3-hour session that was revealing and thought-provoking. And I guess that leads, so I compliment everyone on the committee, and I also compliment the board for appointing a good committee, but that also leads me to, there's no rubber stamps in life, but I'm a little surprised to come to the meeting tonight, and I think we have 10 excellent candidates. We had 14 very good choices, came out with 10 excellent candidates. It shows the quality of people in Germantown by the 10 that we have put forward. So I'm a little surprised that it's now being second guessed, it's being further discussed, it's being looked at. I doubt very much if the board will spend the same amount of time and energy our committee spent on talking about the people and making sure we had the right balance geographically and otherwise. And so just a little surprised because I thought the decision would be, as Yvonne said, would happen tonight, and a little surprised that it's now being thought over again after the committee spent so much time.
Can you select the committee members?
Excuse me?
On the committee, do you select the committee members?
I'm sorry.
Are you involved
Is
in
this
the
is this a question from Trevita?
Sounds like it, I'm the man.
So I want to, we want to just take questions in an orderly way, but we asked for 2 weeks as a board. Anyone on any board, we want to do our due diligence.
Okay.
It's not, there were application packets submitted. We're asking for 2 weeks to consider and to be able to have this discussion. And this is part of it too. It's not about, what do you think? Boom, boom, boom. I feel I want to be a responsible person as an interim, and I want to be able to sit and talk to individuals and have a dialogue. I do appreciate, and we said that over 100 times. We appreciate the efforts. I was there. I saw it in action. I saw the pushback. I saw a whole lot of stuff. Sir, excuse me. And I saw a lot of dialogue. And as you said, I didn't go to the last one, but from my understanding, it was quite revealing, as you indicated. And we're asking for 2 weeks. I don't understand. If someone is saying to you, we as a board are saying, we're holding a public meeting, we've given you the time, we've given you the date, hopefully the location, and we're asking for 2 weeks to discuss.
So let me, if I could follow.
And we will apply a great amount of effort into that as well. We're making assumptions that we won't. And this is part of it too. We're talking about wanting to be on the board and acknowledging the fact that while we do have a long way to go, there are a lot of people on this board who have worked really hard and continue to work hard. That's always discounted in these discussions. And I want to be clear, we're not going for a new day. We're looking to come together as a community to help improve not only this organization, but there are other organizations in Germantown that I can attest to that need the same level of scrutiny and improvement and support and help. And hopefully we'll start with GSSD and move on to others. But we're asking for 2 weeks just to consider. And as a board of the GSSD, we will come back and be able to you'll be there.
So if I could just follow up,
Sure.
if you would, and I actually have a second question too.
Sure.
So you're gonna have an executive session, and then we'll have the public meeting on March 30th.
Yes.
Will there be time to have comments from the public, questions from the public before the vote on March 30th?
I don't think that that's a problem. It's a public forum. I don't
Okay,
think, well, we want it to be organized, of course, and, but we'll put a process in place.
So my second question, if I may, I understand the process. I heard the vote on the resolution tonight for the 5-year plan. I understand the public hearing and the date. I've been told for the last couple months that there would be a governance committee before a plan is enacted and then put before property owners. So tonight, I hear a resolution before a governance committee. What changed?
Again, I think the language you're using is not accurate. We stated, and it's also on our website, that by June, we will assemble a governance committee. So nothing has changed. We will do that. I think initially we thought that we had quite an ambitious plan to have the new board up by February, and we knew clearly the committee was still meeting, and then we said March. So that gets us to the 30th of March. We have stated, and I have stated publicly, that we hope to assemble a governance committee by June. And that's stated, that's also on the
So
website.
help me understand that. That's good news, thank you.
Mhm.
But help me understand, if there's a public hearing and then a 45-day objection period, and then the governance committee comes afterwards, what are the property owners voting on? The current plan, or are they waiting for the governance committee to make changes?
The governance committee's main charge was to update the bylaws. We said it was old information. The board members will be integral to that part of updating the bylaws. In terms of the plan, the assessments, what it will be based on the governance committee discussion on what's going to go into the update. The big thing about governance committee is the board practicing good governance. Good governance is having consistent meetings, which we have, executive sessions, which we have. I can name like 5 or 6 other things for good governance. The main point we said was that we would update the bylaws. And hopefully with board members coming on board, I think that was the intent, to say we would do it by June, because you will have other board members that can contribute to that and perhaps be able to support.
But wouldn't it make more sense to do the updates first so that property owners know what they're voting on for the next 5 years,
We're not
rather than
changing the
make
plan.
changes afterwards?
We're not changing the existing plan as we indicated. We're not expanding the boundaries as we indicated. And I don't think anything at all is changing in the reauthorization. There's nothing that's changing. So it would make sense how, that once we have a new board and we are able to be reauthorized, then we can review it, and hopefully we'll get the property owners' input as well.